got their feet settled and just established their parliament and established their goings again. God brought them in out of the north and the south and the east and the west and brought them from out back in the world. That remnant got back yonder, and the house of Jacob and the house of Israel is gathered back in for that great day of their great. Come on now. And God will restore them back to their former glory. I'm about to have me a fit and run out that door. America has been favored of God. We won when we shouldn't win. God delivered us when we should have been put under the foot. And I'm going to tell you what I know. During the Desert Storm, went from Desert Shield to Desert Storm. I remember where I was at, what I was doing. And I remember praying. And you want to know the only thing I can tell you that got us home? It wasn't storming Norman. It was that we had them batteries of Patriot missiles sitting on the borders of a little old country by the name of Israel, and had a bunch of them around the little city called Jerusalem. And when them incoming scuds would start flying across the sky, God let us push them little buttons, and that little, ain't it good God named it Patriot? Boom, boom. We came home. We came home with victory. And you know what's happened since that day, son? They've laughed at the Jew and mocked at them and spurned and pushed them around like they're a bunch of trouble. Every time any president ever touched them by promoting their enemies, God judged this nation. How many billions of dollars have we borrowed from China and give to them bunch of ragheads that hate us, hate Israel, and take Israel and push her aside and put so many demands on her before we even offer up any kind of help to her and make her jump through all them hoops? But does anybody remember what happened out in the Gulf Coast? That big rig blew up. Does anybody remember what happened last year when all the tornadoes come through and God wiped out a bunch of our country? You check back about 3 weeks prior to that, find out what this government done. They was promoting the enemies of Israel, and God said, don't you get it? Ain't you woke up yet? I'll bless them that bless thee, and I will curse them that curse thee. America is under a curse every time we mess with Israel. This election is about Jerusalem. It's about the Jew. And you make it something else, you're going to get in trouble. What about her Lord? Do you know what they hate about us? We believe in the same God that the Jew believes in. Matter of fact, Jesus is a Jew. Matter of fact, I remember him saying that he was the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Matter of fact, I remember reading the inscription they put over there. This is the King of the Jews. Matter of fact, they mocked him, they crucified him, but I got news to tell you and the rest of that crowd. They didn't do away with him. He just done some business. And he went down yonder and led captivity captive. On the third day, thank God, he got up and he ascended up on high. And he's ruling and reigning from a supreme throne in glory. Now let me do a little comparison to you. Now I guess I'll quit lying and tell you I'm going to close. Now if I'm indoctrinated right, am I telling it right? I can be taught that if you will strap a piece of underwear on you and get in the airplane and push the little button, guess what you're going to get? And you'll holler, Allah Akbar, something like that. That's right. And when you blow yourself up, it ain't going to be the end of you. You killing infidels. And Allah is going to let you have this harem with all these virgins. And you'll be a great hero on the other side. Can I have your son? Can I recruit your daughter? Can I recruit your brain-dead child to become a walking human bomb? I thought the Bible teaches that we are to lead by example. Well, if it's so good, why don't you go over there and show me how it's done? And come back after it's all over and let me know how you're doing. You can't get any more simple than that. So they think we've lost our mind because we believe in a God that showed us how to do it. He died for us. He got up so we can live for him. Our God didn't ask something of us he wasn't willing to do. And he's our leader. He's our example. And the rest of the religious world today has people doing things that they ought not be doing to try to merit them somewhere in the afterlife some great reward. And look how foolish they think we are. To the day that God lets me live and until he takes me home, by the grace of God, if I'm breathing and living and got my right mind, I'll preach the devil out of that crowd every time I get a chance. You know that the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's coming a day of Israel's liberty. All she wants is to be left alone. Is that too much to ask for? Who's Israel bothering? Who's she trying to harm or hurt? She ain't recruiting her kids to blow everything up. You get most of your medicine you get came from the mind of some Jew. Most of the great surgeons of our day come from the mind of some Jew. While the jet engine came from the mind of a Jew. A lot of the blessings we use and have today came from the lineage of Abraham and his seed. And they just want to be left alone. And I'm going to do my best to do what God said. Amen. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Amen. For they shall prosper that love thee. Amen. Now, can I ask you a question? Sister Brittany, would you come to the piano, please? And I try to give you my heart. I'm so burdened in my soul that if we get this one wrong, we're not going to have another one. God himself will see to it that we'll fall. We got a Congress, we got people in our world today that hate them people. I'm talking about the Jew.